is this sustainable? I mean, he's not 250 pounds, and this hits that he's taken, they've clearly taken a toll to the point where now he's got a concussion and is going to miss time.
Get them all out, everybody.
You better hope Shedeur literally starts drop kicking babies. The Giants do something that the Browns probably should have done a few seasons ago. Brian Daboll is out. Ding dong, the witch is gone. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know I have a special layer of hatred for Brian Daboll. But then the hatred turned from that to just watching him be terrible at coaching. You handpicked Jackson Dart. You put Jackson Dart out there and rammed him into NFL defenders, causing him have 4 different concussion events, right? And you did that to save your own ass, Brian Daboll, right? Because with Russell Wilson, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, right? With Daniel Jones, who looks like the second coming of Jesus in Indiana, right? You couldn't put it together. You were the offensive guru that couldn't get anything done. And then you take an Ole Miss quarterback known for his success in RPOs, you simplify the offense into a college offense, and you run Jackson Dart into the ground. Merry Christmas, Giants fans. But that's what happens when these types of people, right, are allowed a long list. The same type of person that will say nasty things about Shedeur Sanders and leak it, right? And we're going to get to that. But y'all should have known. Why would a head coach leak some things like that if he's dapping Shedeur up? Well, why would a coach that went 9-7 in 2022, 6-11 in 2023, 3-14 in 2024, and now 2-8 in 2025? Why would you think he could do anything? Why would you trust anything that comes out of the Giants organization? I told y'all that, and they called me a crazy Shedeur fan, man. Like I don't watch football. Like I don't know the history of the Giants organization. Like I don't know the history of this man who was a well-renowned offensive guru, right? Well, my God, why are the best players on defense for the Giants for the last 5 years, huh? Well, don't worry about it. You're gone. You're out of a job. All right? The Browns lose to a 1-win Jets and everyone keeps their job. 0 accountability in Cleveland. This is a twofer. We're going to have a section talking about what Brian Daboll did to Shedeur. But we're also going to talk about the fact that the Browns, are you listening? This needs to be y'all next. I need to see Kevin Stefanski on a t-shirt, right? A fire t-shirt, not like that. You get what I'm saying, right? For the 3rd straight year, the Giants are 2-8. They've blown 4 double-digit leads and 4 road losses. Their prized rookie quarterback has been evaluated for 4 concussions, and their star wide receiver and running back are out for the season due to knee injuries. Damn, man. Wow. It's almost like all them theatrics you did trying to get him out. Get him out there. Well, yeah. And that's why, hey, take that $100,000 fine, Brian Daboll. I had never seen nothing like this in my life. Brian Daboll's coaching career, his head coaching career result was on the line with Jackson Dart. He knew that's the only offense I could run. I can't find a way to make Russell Wilson a reasonable quarterback. I can't find a way to call plays for Jameis Winston and make that reasonable and win some games. No, I need to sacrifice these young legs. I need to give Jackson Dart as much CTE as possible to just hope and pray to God I keep my job. Well, Merry Christmas, Brian Daboll. I said you were getting fired yesterday. Call me a prophet or call me someone who's been watching football for more than 3 years. Right? And this is what the league is. People try to tell me, well, the league is, the NFL is the ultimate meritocracy. Nothing weird could ever happen with then why allow this bullshit? Brian Daboll's Giants tenure, longest losing streak in Giants history, longest home losing streak in Giants history, longest road losing streak in Giants history. Wow, I sound like a broken record. Worst home record in Giants history in 2024. 5-17-1 versus the NFC East. And the Browns, are y'all listening? The Browns are 0-4, 0-5 at home or at away, and the Browns just lost a legitimate it was a historical loss. The Jets had never had back-to-back kick return touchdowns. No team had lost the way that they lost in the fashion that they lost. And I don't know how many quarterbacks have thrown for 54 yards and still beat a team, but Merry Christmas, Browns. As embarrassing as this is, as spineless as Brian Daboll is for putting a rookie out there to smash his head against NFL players, and possibly ruin the rest of his development, right? For all my Jackson Dart fans. And I told, hey, Jackson Dart's a baller. I was wrong about Ole Miss quarterbacks. I saw the Matt Corrals, and I just assumed, hey, Lane Kiffin cannot develop a quarterback. Maybe he got himself one in Jackson Dart, but I don't think if anybody's going to get to know that. I don't know, because the next regime, who knows? Now, I think everyone's going to like Jackson Dart. But are they going to have the capabilities to maximize Jackson Dart? Cam Scatterboo's ankles turned the wrong way, and that's not Brian Daboll's fault. Malik Neighbors' knee exploded. Now, I'm not sure if that was on the Giants' turf, but we know what MetLife does to people's knees. So it's a lot of predictability here. A lot of it. And when you have somebody like this who has to deal with their guy, the quarterback that's supposed to save them, this is what he had to say.
Brian, I mean, is this sustainable, the way that he's playing? I know you don't want to
no.
his competitiveness and you love his fire and all that stuff, but I mean, he's not 250 pounds, and this hits that he's taken, they've clearly taken a toll to the point where now he's got a concussion and is going to miss time.
Look, I'm not sure exactly the play that had happened, Connor, so I'm concerned for the kid.
Sure.
But, I don't know the exact play that it happened for him.
Yeah.
Relative to getting hurt or not getting hurt, but I don't know the play. I don't know the play. I don't know when it was. I mean, I just know that when he was going back out there, we were sitting around the huddle. I saw him. I got Ronnie over there to check him out.
Yeah, man. So if you want to know the real reporting here, there were multiple plays where Jackson Dart probably should have got pulled off the field. But because Brian Daboll was coaching for his career and it didn't work, well, you tried to sacrifice, and this is what I mean, because we're going to get into the Shedeur Sanders part of this video. And not to say that this is some sort of victory lap, but it's a victory lap of what I told y'all at the time. And I told y'all, don't believe anything y'all hear in the draft. It's a bunch of lies. There are lies on both sides to make things seem a certain way. But somebody as spineless as Brian Daboll, right? Somebody who his own guy that he loved, Jackson, hey, that's your guy. You're jumping in tents and getting fined because we got to make sure Russell Wilson can't play anymore, right? I just need Jackson Dart out there to do what? To give him more CTE? To not protect your guy? That's how you coach when you know your back's against the wall. The most dangerous thing in the world is an animal with its back against the wall. It will get feral. It will do whatever it needs to do to survive. Brian Daboll has been in survive mode for the last 2 years and thought Jackson Dart was the answer to save his mediocre career. But here we are. And you know what didn't save your career? You know what's probably not gonna look great now? You better pray to God Shedeur Sanders is the most ignorant person. You better hope Shedeur literally starts drop kicking babies, because what you reported on him remember, everything was sweet. It was all good just a few months ago, right? You feel me? It was all cool. It was all crispy. Everything was good until the leaks came from the Giants organization. And do you remember what it was?
Was there any breaking news?
Right.
Nothing breaking, but I'm starting. I read a couple people are like, Shedeur is in play at number 3. Shedeur's not in play at 3. Shedeur's not in play with the New York Giants, as far as I'm told. Shedeur didn't have a great interview with Brian Daboll in a private visit. An install package came in. the preparation wasn't there for it. Got called out on it. Didn't like that. Brian didn't appreciate him not liking it. I've said this before, and it started at the Combine, and a couple days after the Combine, I don't like saying report. Like, we don't report anything. I shared information that I got that I know if I'm getting it, that information people that are in this business that are really great at their job and talking to a lot of the same people I'm talking to, and probably more. I know more. I was surprised it wasn't being talked about. That Shedeur Sanders, I told you, if you've been following the show from the beginning, I told you there were two personnel people that I spoke to who were in the room during interviews, which means they're key parts of the organization. Let's leave it at that. Two teams drafting in the top 10 with quarterback needs where the interviews did not go well. Not disrespectful, nothing harsh, just felt like the phrase I've been using, and I think it aptly describes it. We didn't get the sense that Shedeur cared all that much about what we thought of him.
So I want y'all to remember, the biggest sin that Shedeur did was not grovel to Brian Daboll, was not grovel to the other people in that same room. I want that to be clear. I am a Shedeur fan, but I agree. I think this really happened. I am of the opinion that what Todd McShay is talking about, this really happened. Now, who leaked that from the Giants, that's a little different. Who, and again, if you're listening closely, a private interview. Now, some people have talked about the fact that, hey, you know, Shedeur Sanders is so cool as a cucumber that it rubs people the wrong way. Remember in that same reporting, if you go, we've talked about it 1,000 times, but one of those executives says, Shedeur Sanders made me feel small. I want y'all to understand, this was all about ideologies. This was all about Shedeur Sanders not fitting the mold that they thought. Jackson Dart, good old American Utah boy, he's got a little bit of swagger, but it doesn't upset the wrong people. When Shedeur Sanders walks in the room, all with his confidence, not knowing, do you know who my father is? And I don't mean that to say, F y'all, I mean, why would I be impressed by you? Why? Brian Daboll, what have you done in the NFL as a head coach for me to get in this room as the Giants and think anything else except I'm your savior? You know why? Because you tried to use Jackson Dart as your savior. The proof's in the pudding. You sacrificed Jackson Dart. Merry Christmas, 4 concussions. Somebody who, the biggest Jackson Dart pre-draft hater right here, I'm saying, hey, he's a baller. You might want to hold on to him. You might want to not ram him into people. Maybe teach him how to protect himself. Instead of just headbutting each other and, oh my God, scatterboo, we're the crazy white people that have a great time. Well, now you ain't got a job. And I didn't say that. Will Compton said that. Will Compton said, oh my God, scatterboo and Jackson Dart, the white people are saving that. That's what they say. I didn't say that. I'm Team Jackson Dart now. That boy is nice. I'm going to be the first one. I'm going to keep saying I'm wrong to the day I die. Hey, I was wrong about Jackson Dart, but I don't know how wrong because his head might be a bowl of mashed potatoes now that Brian Daboll is done with him. So that same man who threw his savior to the wolves just so happened in a private interview, because I want to make sure, because he doesn't go into detail. The truth of the matter is Brian Daboll didn't just do an install. He does these cute little things where he likes to put something wrong in the install and see if you can figure it out. Some people might say, hey, you know, Shedeur should have took it as a job interview. He should have really got in there and been a small guy and really compressed his confidence to make sure that he could be more applicable to the Giants, right? But then I ask you, why? Why? So he could get thrown to the wolves? So Brian Daboll can be fired in the middle of the season and they win 2 games? Is that what you want me to think? Or maybe God does have a chosen people, and I don't like getting into all this. But hey, maybe the greatest thing for Shedeur is not going to this dumpster fire, who now they need to have a new head coach who might not believe in Jackson Dart, who might not have the offense to believe in Jackson Dart. Now, this beautiful, bright career that white America had for Jackson Dart, hey, a white man messed it up. Sorry about it. Sorry about it. Yeah, y'all could have had the next great white hope, but you messed it up. Brian Daboll, huh? The same dude who's setting up rookies in pre-interview drafts. The same one who allowed leaks to go out saying that this 23-year-old is making me feel small. He's not acting like he... Do you know we're in the NFL? Do you know you're supposed to grovel to us and act like we're the greatest thing ever? No, because in the way that the NFL works, right? In obedient to this other grown man. That I need obedience from you. That's what I need. And if I see any semblance of non-obedience, if you dare think that you are slightly bigger than the program, have any value other than the value we give you as an organization, hey man, we done with you, bruh. Nah, man, I don't like your confidence. I don't like how you roll. I don't do it. So I believe Tom McShay did this. I believe Shedeur got mad that you set him up. He probably thought y'all was just having a conversation. And for those people who say, well, why doesn't Shedeur act like because he's not normal. I'm sorry, guys. The world's not fair, and Shedeur Sanders is a Sanders. Nepotism is nepotism for a reason. I would love to sit here and say, oh my God, nepotism, but that's how it works. That's how the real world works. Shedeur isn't Jackson Dart. So he doesn't have to act like Jackson Dart. That's how everywhere in the world, that's how it works. But the NFL wants to have their place where, nah, I need to put you in this cookie cutter situation. Otherwise, you're not worthy. So, I got the Dogs podcast tweeting out. Mary Kay is tweeting out. And I need the Giants. I mean, not the Giants. I need the Browns to listen closely.
No rant. I got nothing for you. You're 2-7. You stink. Get them all out. Everybody. Andrew Berry, goodbye. I want everybody gone. And if you don't do it, I'm gonna make it my business to make your life miserable. If you don't have the guts to blow this horrific thing up, Jimmy Haslam, shame on you. Shame on you. It's time. No one's gonna blame you, bud. Promise. No one. You're not gonna lose anything. You're not gonna... Andrew's not going to just suddenly start making great deals and picking good players for another team. Don't worry about it. Get a football guy in here with a little analytics background and get an ass-kicking coach and let's go.
It's over. I'm very happy that Brian Daboll got what he deserved. Not because I think Brian Daboll is a bad person. I just think he's a spineless person. And I think that's what you need. Sometimes you need a little bit of spinelessness to achieve in this awful NFL. But the truth shall set you free, and the truth's been in front of us the whole time. Brian Daboll is terrible at coaching, and Kevin Stefanski is even worse. Merry Christmas.